In the previous video, we went over how to call Swift code from Objective-C. In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can utilize bridging headers to call Objective-C from Swift. Let's get started by creating a new Xcode project. We'll change it up and create a command line tool under OS X. We'll name our project Objective-C in Swift, and select Swift as our language and click Next. Choose a place to save and click Create. Let's start by creating our Objective-C code. Press Command-N to create a new file. We'll select the Objective-C file, name it Fibonacci, and click Next, then Create. Xcode will ask us if we want to create a bridging header. Select Create Bridging Header, which we'll use to bridge to Swift. In our Fibonacci.m file, we'll create a simple interface named Fibonacci with NSObject as a subclass. We'll define a single function named calc that takes an int and returns an int. Now let's move on to our implementation. We'll add a simple init function, then, for brevity, I'll paste in the calc function. We see our function takes an int and returns an int as defined in our interface. Now, if you've never seen a Fibonacci generator before, it's a function that recursively calls itself to generate Fibonacci numbers. You can find a detailed breakdown of how this function works on this video's resource page. We'll be calling this Fibonacci generator from our Swift code. Now, let's open our bridging header file, and we'll add a simple import statement. We'll write import Fibonacci m. Let's open our main.swift file and create an instance of our Objective-C Fibonacci class. We'll create a constant named fib and give it a value of Fibonacci. Then, we'll create another constant named calc and give it a value of fib.calc30. Finally, we'll create a print statement that prints our output to the console. Build and run, and you should see your Fibonacci calculation in the console. This is pretty neat, but let's build something a little more interesting based on what we've learned in Section 2. Let's use our Objective-C Fibonacci class to create a sequence type in Swift. Create a new Swift file named randomFibs, declare a class name randomFibs, and we'll subclass our Objective-C Fibonacci class, which will give us immediate access to our Objective-C code. Then, we'll also implement the sequence type protocol. We'll define two properties at the class level. The first property, number of fibs, will be the quantity of Fibonacci numbers the user asked for. The next property is a simple counter that will initialize to 0. We have a simple initializer that allows the user to input their desired number of Fibonacci calculations. Then, we have our mandatory generate method that returns an any generator of type int32, which satisfies our Objective-C method's parameter. We also have a guard check that will stop the process by returning nil when we hit the user's desired count. Next, we increment our count, create a random number, and finally, pass the number into our Objective-C method. Now, let's update some code in main to call our new class. We'll delete what we have already and start by creating an instance of our randomFibs class and pass it a value of 5. Now that we have a sequence of randomFibs, let's iterate over them to see what values we get. I'll implement a simple loop and put a print statement inside. Build and run, and we see we have 5 random Fibonacci numbers that were generated using Objective-C code. You've just opened up a whole world of possibilities. Now that you know how to incorporate Objective-C into your Swift applications, you can take advantage of the countless useful Objective-C libraries available to you for free. In this video, we have successfully bridged our Objective-C Fibonacci generator to Swift. In the next video, we'll demonstrate how we can use standard C code in our Swift projects.